G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in over on the southwest side of the map, playing as the Blue Holy Roman Empire, we have got Casva. His opponent who spawns on the opposite side of the map, playing as the Red Rus, it is Beastie Cutie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is a ranked game, a legend of the ladder, if you wish to say it that way. This is an interesting matchup. I was looking at this one and I said, well, hold on. I want to check this one out because we have got ourselves... Oh, apologies, that was the wrong button there. We've got ourselves a bit of an interesting matchup here because we have got Casva, who has chosen to play the Holy Roman Empire on this map, Highview. Highview is a map, obviously, you guys will be familiar with. With Highview, it's in the ranked ladder pool at the moment. It's got these giant stealth forests, and basically it means that there's a couple of civs that are very, very good here. Mongols, as an example, are a great civ here, primarily because they make a lot of outposts, and so naturally your outposts are going to do very well in these stealth forests because you can hide them, essentially. You can bring a villager and place an outpost down right here, and there can be enemy villagers working on this hunt. And they'll have no clue. They'll have absolutely no clue until it's too late. So there's a couple of reasons why you'd want to pick them here. The other alternative would obviously be the Rus, which is exactly what Beastie Cutie has picked. And you can see why that is. There is plenty of wolves on this map as well as Gaia. But Beastie Cutie, got to be careful. That is an awfully large amount of wolves out there for him. But now going to be cleaning up the rest of the deer hunt that is down here. Managing to pick all those up. He's going to be picking up a sheep on his way back in. And there's even more deer out here for him. So nice little opening there for him. Obviously did open up with the hunting cabin. Pretty standard these days. We did see a very short amount of time where people weren't opening hunting cabin. But it doesn't seem to have really stuck around as part of the meta. But now moving out across the map, you can see that he's already got 4 scouts out here. So doing a great job already, and the sheep coming back in nice and early. One of the mistakes that you will often make as a Rus player is you will kind of leave your scouts out for a little bit too long, and you fall a bit short on that food underneath the town center. We'll take a look at Casva though, because that is my big highlight. I want to see exactly what he's up to, because I know a lot of you guys on the ladder, you guys are going to be watching this with the intention of learning a little bit about the Holy Roman Empire, because we know what the Rus player is going to do. We know that it's highly likely that he's going to be going into... You know what? We probably don't. You know, it's probably going to be a Boar. And then the question from there is it professional scouts? Maybe. Is it a second town center? Maybe. Is it a fast castle? Probably. You know, and then from there, it's going to be horse archer massing and all that kind of shenanigans. But I want to see exactly what Casva is up to, because for me, this is the big question mark. And we can see he's already opened with a double prelate here. So normally you don't actually see this, but this is quite early in the game, and we've got a double prelate out, and you can see he's actually got the prelate. He's going to be able to heal up this villager. So you can see Beastie Cutie, and this is actually a very smart, this is like a kind of like a big brain move, all right? One of the things I hate about playing against the Rus on this map especially, they've always got the scout advantage. Always have the scout advantage. You can make your own 2 scouts, but not only are there 2 scouts here for the Holy Roman Empire player, here's the third, for the Rus player, here's the 3rd scout, here's the 4th scout, and if they really wanted to, they can make a 5th scout. It looks like it's going to be a wheelbarrow today, so no 5th scout, but I guess the point is that it gets mitigated by the healing of the prelate. The prelate is just able to come out here, and if you're going for a 2nd prelate in the first place, then already you're feeling really good about yourself, because now you're able to heal up as well as buff up all of those villagers out on the gold mine. We see those scouts continuing to come back in, looking to try and get a little bit dirty with the devil, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do it as the arrows get fired off. And Casva not even skipping a beat. You can see the town center fired off. A couple extra arrows because those villagers did jump inside. But it looks like Casva going to be going for a 2nd town center. We see that stone going to be taken up. The mining camp does get dropped down. Casva over on the other side of the map. I think this is very, very key here. We're going to be making sure that we follow along with Casva. I know typically that when it comes to my casting, I like to give a bit of an overview on both of the players here, but I do want to watch a bit more on Casva, sort of give an oversight as to what he's seeing, what he's thinking, what he's doing, because that's going to be a big question. So going for a 2nd town center here, as you guys know, the Holy Roman Empire are very capable of going for this 2nd town center without too much punishment that can be thrown back out against them. So the part of the reason why is because of this emergency repair repairs. Now, I didn't realize emergency repairs, it's available in the Dark Age, and we can see it coming out here. He's not even in the Feudal Age just yet. There we go, a 4-minute 50 age up. Not a bad timing right there. We have seen some pretty quick age ups. We saw it, we did see a 4-minute age up the other day coming through, but not going to be the case today. So Arkan Chapel coming down. To be honest, not the best Arkan Chapel. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's probably the best that you could have got, but he doesn't get wood, and I think that really hurts him. Obviously, he doesn't get stone as well. Not a big deal, but we do hear a little bit of a battle going down in the middle of the map. Casper actually opening up with a 3rd scout at some point. I'm not sure exactly when he got that down, but obviously not going to have a huge village account if he's got 3 scouts, and it looks like it's going to be an outpost that's coming down. Look at the villagers being pulled here as well. That is 7 villagers being pulled. He's not even thinking about that second town center anymore. He's just thinking about denying this, and that's exactly what he's going to be looking to do. Beastie Cutie doesn't actually see it. Villagers running back to base. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake here from Beastie Cutie, and now going to be realizing, drops down the hunting cabin, but it's all too late. That hunting cabin going to be spotting out the outpost, and now there are problems as Beastie Cutie evacuates the boar. That is a feels bad moment right there. Villager going to be going down as well. Casper finding a great little window in this early game and punishing Beastie Cutie. Stable going to be coming down for him now. We'll check in with Casper and see exactly what he's up to as he looks to take the boar for himself. Oh my lord, we got a boar steal on our hands. Beastie Cutie is in absolute shambles right now. Casper looking very, very strong behind this. We do see arrow slits is coming through on the outpost. Prelate going to be moving out into the middle of the map, and this is something that I've theorized for a long time. This is something that I've talked about. When it comes to the way that Holy Roman Empire is played, I definitely think there's a lot of synergy in this type of approach. So what is this type of approach? How would I explain it? So you can see the double outpost is coming up in the middle of the map. He's getting the emplacements. The Prelate is coming out, and guess what? If we've got an age 3 coming through, he picks up this relic. Relic? Did I say relic? He picks up this relic. He deposits it in this outpost. He comes down over, I don't know, like over here, picks up this relic, deposits it in that outpost. And now all of a sudden, you've got incredibly strong outposts in the middle of the map that you didn't have to build to deposit the relics. In fact, you deposited, or you built them specifically to protect your villagers in this central boar location. So it's just a really, really smart move from Casper to be able to do this. We'll get a nice little picture of this as the building burns, and you can see him being able to defend against this. The arrow slits just provide so much great coverage there, and indeed the hunting cabin is going to go down, and with that, Casper retains the central boar and forces Beastie Cutie to start thinking about a secondary food source, because that was where he was going to be going with his food source. Casper already up to 355 stone here, which is more than enough to get another extra if he wants to get another emplacement. He's going to be able to afford that. Keep in mind the Holy Roman Empire do get those cheaper emplacements. A single spearman going to be coming out and looking to meet that early night. We'll tune in with Beastie Cutie just quickly and see where he's up to. 12 villages underneath the town center, and it is just going to be those sheep carcasses. No professional scouts coming in for him either, so might have to think about moving out towards those hunts. He's got a scout just chilling out and spotting out exactly what his enemy's up to. Doesn't really see too much that early night down towards that southern position. Spearman just chilling out for the moment. Ideally, you'd love to have that spearman in on the wood line just in case things come bad, and you can see he's got it standing there idly by, ready to roll. Everything else looking pretty decent for him, and at this point, a boar up towards the north going to get aggroed here as well. He's just double checking on it, making sure that it doesn't get picked up by Beastie Cutie. He wants to be cognizant of this position, and you can see now that boar is going to actually disappear off the minimap. This is a little bit of a bug when the boar's got a radius, a leash range around it, a big circle, an invisible circle, and when it hits that, it's like a fence, and it will return back to its starting point. But now you can see it's disappeared off the minimap. So we can see this one down here. You can spot that one on the minimap, because that one never actually reached that radius or that circle. But great. Or one of the other things to talk about here is obviously we've got 7 villagers out here with a single prelate. He only brought 7 villagers out. Ideally, you can go 8 on the boar. You can fit 8 villagers on the boar. But one of the things to note is he's going to be exhausting this boar so damn quickly with these prelates, because you can't have more than 8 villagers on the boar. That's the thing. But your villagers are gathering so much faster because of the inspiration, an extra 40%. And by the time Beastie Cutie comes down here with his battering ram, with his siege engineering, and looks to try and retake this boar in the center, I can guarantee you that it is going to be very much so taken already by Casper. Look at that. Already 1,300 food taken from him. So Beastie Cutie, mate, you come, you take it, but Casper's already had a pretty decent amount up towards the north now. Casper going to be paying some attention towards the second boar. Beastie Cutie trying his best to get it up, but all of a sudden you can see those units going to be running in and catching him unawares. He's going to have to move over here with a couple more archers. You can see he's somewhat divided in his attention, not sure exactly which direction he wants to go, which we'll ride on board with Casper and see what he sees as those archers continue to head up towards the north. He's done a great job in just delaying this secondary source of food coming in. The second town center is now up for Casper, and remember, this town center, it might have a little bit less health, but it does have emergency repairs. That is going to be the big key difference here and what makes this so damn strong. Now, this is part of what I was talking about with, you know, not the best Ark and Chapel, and ideally you'd love to hit the wood line. Look how many villagers are on wood right now. We are talking about 24 villagers in this vicinity right now. There's 21 of them that are on wood, but you get the point, right? Compare that over to 3 on gold, and you can start to weigh up the differences about where you want your Ark and Chapel, because ideally, I feel like it might have been a bit smarter just to have it over between the town center and the wood line in some sort of fashion or way, but now Knight going to be running in behind enemy lines. Unfortunately, Man-at-Arms going to be forcing it back. Emergency repairs is ready and willing, and at the same time, a raid going to be coming in on the backside, cleans up the first villager, but unfortunately the Knight going to be losing its life as the horseman managed to tap it away. We'll tune in with Beastie Cutie and see exactly what he's up to, because Casper's trying to keep tabs on him. A little bit weird scout position. He's got them all over the spot here. Now Men-at-Arms going to be coming in on that north side as well. So just when Beastie Cutie was thinking about diversifying his food income, he is getting a little bit of problems here because these Men-at-Arms are absolutely everywhere. Now towards the front side, battering ram going to be going down. A lot of villagers get pulled here. They do have that extra 25 health from textiles, and a beautiful opening already coming out from Casper. I love the way that he's disrupting his Holy Roman Empire opponent. It just makes a lot of sense. And now the Men-at-Arms coming out together to work in tandem with those horsemen. Some good little trades here for Beastie Cutie. As long as he continues microing back, he's going to be a-okay, but those horsemen are the real damage dealers. You can see no +1 ranged armor coming through just yet for Casper. These are barely upgraded units. We'll check in and see whether he's got a blacksmith actually in yet. It doesn't look like it. No blacksmith, just a double barracks, double stable. I do like that play from him. Makes a lot of sense. And now he's going to be able to drop down the Ark and Chapel on top of the berries with, you can see the mill coming through. Still no wheelbarrow. The beautiful opening here from Casper. And you just got to appreciate the way that he's playing this on an open map. And he's very much sticking it to the man here. I'm impressed because one of the big things, like the biggest mistake that I think you can make as the Holy Roman Empire is to go greedy. And when I say greedy, I'm not talking about 2 TCs, 3 TCs, 7 TCs. I'm talking about fast castling. I feel like there are some matchups where you just cannot do it. If you're playing up against Mongols, if you're playing up against French, you can't just go for that naked fast castle. You're going to get punished every single time. And I feel like Rus on a map like this is probably one of those matchups as well that it just benefits you more to play in the feudal age. And that's exactly what we see Casper doing here. And it is just paying off for him right now. He is in complete control in this game. He's got the unit number difference. He's got the Men-at-Arms out. And this is difficult for Beastie Cutie to deal with. How does he deal with these Men-at-Arms in the second age? I remember playing the beta and of Age of Empires 4 and going up against the Holy Roman Empire, and I'm like, what the hell do I do against these damn units? They've got extra armor in the second age. I've got nothing. I don't have crossbows. I don't have anything like any big hitters to deal with it. But unfortunately, there was a method. There was a way. The trick is horsemen and mass archers is the trick. And basically, you want to use the horsemen to buffer up for the archers, and the archers dish out the DPS on the backside. But now, a little bit of a cleanup coming through. Casper's economic lead going to start building as well. Keep in mind, he's on that 2 town center. He's sitting on 44 villagers at the moment. We'll compare it over to Beastie Cutie, who is added in a second town center himself, who's sitting on 32 villagers. So losing a lot of villagers this game. He's going to be able to keep up with momentum, though. Remember, that's an important factor, momentum, in this game. So the 2 town centers, obviously momentum for 1 town center going to be a lot slower than for 2. But now Casper going to be looking to transition over to farms as well. This map is, it's about standard when it comes to your food resources. Obviously, you've got 3 patches of berries. You've got here for Beastie Cutie, a 1 smaller patch, a 2nd smaller patch that you spawn with, and then a 3rd patch that is a little bit bigger out the back here for him. And then the 2 deer hunts for each player respectively. But the other big difference, obviously, you've got boars, not I was going to say not every map has got boars, but actually I'm pretty sure every map has got boars, so don't mind me. I must be thinking of like custom maps. You know, some maps you get crazy numbers of boars, like Danube River. But now it looks like we've got an age up coming through. Now the question's going to be whether it's a Burgrave, whether it's a Regnitz, and it looks like it's going to be a Regnitz Cathedral in the back of the base. Does have that emergency repairs coming through on the... Look, you can see the way that he's positioned it, just immaculately. Very well positioned, right on the backside here of the base, and it's going to be in a very decent spot. We'll watch to see what he does with his prelates. He's got 1 prelate, 2 prelates, 3 prelates, so this is a key. You can see he's got absolutely nobody in the Archon Chapel here, and he's going to be moving out to take relics. First prelates moving out towards this relic in the center. Second prelate, where is it? We'll take a look as it moves up towards the north, and you can see he's positioning his army just in that position to make sure. And now Night Raid going to be coming through, going to be looking to take out a couple of these units. There doesn't appear to be any... Oh my... Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. Oh, no, never mind. There's a handful of spearmen back here. Okay, I was a little bit worried because if there was no spearmen here, that would take some time, and Beastie Cutie would be very happy. He'd be buying himself plenty of time. But now those spearmen going to be coming out, forcing the knight to run back. Prelate going to be up, sitting on top of it. We'll check in with... Oh, he's got 5 prelates in queue. Oh, my lord, he's got some prelates out. That is for sure. Look at the prelate numbers on this guy. He went from 3 prelates to 5 prelates. Let's hear it. 1, 2, 3. He's coming out to it. Knight might actually get it off a decent charge here. I think he knows about the relic. He's going to be running in this direction. He'll need to get the Wallalol off. I'm not sure whether it's going to come down in. He goes for it. Looks like he's going to be able to commit. I think Beastie Cutie might be unlucky here. Oh, he manages to get out just in time. And now that Knight going to be coming back around, doing a little bit of a switcheroo. Coming in, it's got 1 more tap away from it. You can see 29 health on the charge here, and Casper going to be trying to defend it. Behind this, we hear more relics being picked up. Beastie Cutie going to be without relics. A single relic remains down towards the south, and a Knight going to be guarding it. Unfortunately, that Knight does indeed go down, and now the Prelate going to be capturing up that sacred site and going to be walking back with an extra 100 gold a minute in his pocket. So very well played from Casper there. I gotta say, I love it. And that means that leaves Beastie Cutie only 1 option. Oh my god, he went for the Abbey of Trinity. Oh, this is terrible for Beastie Cutie. There is no relics left on the map. I mean, with the exception of this one down towards the south, and you can see it's being guarded up by this prelate, but I suspect this prelate's not gonna be too long for this world. He's actually got a second prelate that is nearby. But it could be terrible. Oh, he manages... Oh, he does it just right on time. Prelate going to be coming out. I think he's going to be looking to get that Wallalol off. Unfortunately, doesn't look like it's going to work for him, though. He's just going to burst through the damage, and indeed he does. Damage burst is significant enough, and now we're going to spot that. You can see the Warrior Monk making its way out towards this position. I suspect there's going to be a lot of army furiously looking to defend that relic, because that is the final relic. We see that sacred site did actually... I'm not sure what happened here, but that sacred site feels like it might have been a little bit delayed. Casper doing such a beautiful job in this Holy Roman Empire game. And now we hear that relic being picked up. Actually, was that a relic being dropped off potentially? There's 2 relics in the Regnitz Cathedral. We'll take a look and see where the monastery is. It doesn't look like he's got a monastery. Oh, I think he might be putting them in the outpost potentially. I'm not sure where they are. Oh, yeah, there's the 3rd relic coming in. There's the 4th relic coming in. And then the 5th relic is down here. He's looking to guard it up. In fact, we've got a warrior monk that's on the way. He's got plenty of horsemen that are here. Now, remember the Holy Roman Empire, and as well as the Rus have got the debuff that prevents their units from carrying the relics at full speed. So the question is, even if Beastie Cutie comes in and tries to snag away this relic, he might be able to do it. And I suspect he can actually do it. He's got enough health on this warrior monk. I think he can run in, snag it, and then look to do a Wallalol. But Casper's going to be able to find him. He's going to be running in now. I think, is there a knight in there? It doesn't look like it. I think he might be able to turn the tides here. In fact, Casper agrees with me, and he says, I'm just gonna fall back to safety and now come back towards the opposite direction. And you can see there's not really any units coming in for Beastie Cutie at this point, and Casper gonna be looking to chase this down. Unfortunately, mate, you did not elude Casper. He is too smart for that, and you can see Beastie Cutie throwing away this warrior monk into the corner. Casper coming out with this veteran spearman. He's got absolutely everything going. Plenty of villagers over on stone as well. He's thinking about a potential keep drop that might come down. Maybe some walls of his own. He is playing impressively right now. This is great stuff from Casper. We'll tune in over with Beastie Cutie and see where he's at. So he's going to be walling in his own sacred site, his safe sacred site, just to prevent any potential raids that come through. You can see him actually doing a little bit of a skip right there. But up towards the north, he's continuing to use the food from this northern spot. Village account for him at the moment, sitting on 62, compared to Casper, who's on 70. So not a big difference there, only 8. And that's what we're talking about when it comes to momentum. You know, Beastie Cutie able to keep up with Casper with regard to that momentum. The knight now making it behind enemy lines. Still plenty of hunt out here. In fact, there's still 7 deer that are out in this position and still 7 deer out over here. So we've got a farm transition that's completely come in, but Casper says, you know what, I'm not even going to bother with picking up those deer carcasses. But now we hear that 5th and final relic being picked up for Casper. He takes every single one. And Beastie Cutie is now left in a difficult spot because he's got a landmark in H3 that is essentially useless. There's nothing he can do with this. I mean, he might be able to extend the duration. Where is it? Improved Blessing as well as Blessing Duration, a classic upgrade time or title. Saints Reach also in there. Going to be possibilities for him, but at the same time, I mean, you probably just would have preferred the high trade house, realistically, especially on this map. Imagine a high trade house. Like, if you were going to put a high trade house, where would you go for it? You could do it. There's not any super duper good spots like here for down on this side for the Holy Roman Empire. Like this is amazing if you can cut out some of this stuff. Oof, look at that one. But there's no real good spots for Beastie Cutie, so maybe that lended to his decision as well. Just the fact that he knew he wasn't going to be able to get any good spots. But I think worst case scenario, you get like 100 gold a minute, so it's basically a free relic, which isn't terrible. But now a nice little chase coming through here for Casper, and I love the fact he's going into infantry, specifically into spearmen. It makes a lot of sense in this matchup. Going up against the Rus, they love to get their cavalry out, their horse archers, their knights, their warrior monks, their scouts. Absolutely everything seems to be mounted for the Rus, and so just going into a very natural spearman, it seems to make sense. Looks like the knights are going to be able to chase away the early knights or the knights of his opponent. Warrior monk coming through. Not sure exactly where that guy was going. You came to the wrong neighborhood, that's for sure. Looking to try and steal away some of these relics. We can see 1, 2, 3, 4 relics, and the 5th relic over here on this outpost. Going to be providing plenty of income here for Casper as he now clicks up to the next age. And ladies and gentlemen, no surprises right there. It is the Palace of Swabia coming through. And with this, there is the potential for a Tithe Barns to come through. Actually, we don't have a monastery out just yet for Casper, but I would expect upon hitting Imperial, that would be a priority for him. Collecting 5 relics is huge, and it enables him to really guarantee that he's going to have a solid income of wood, food, and stone that he can rely on through the rest of the game. Palace of Swabia coming up, though. We'll take a look and see where his emergency repairs field has been extended to. At this point, that keep is still not really in a decent position, but we'll tune in with Beastie Cutie. Beastie Cutie actually going for full walls himself. Has he added a 3rd town center? I feel like no, he's just going straight to Imperial. He's sitting on 73 villages at the moment. I want to see. I feel like with the walls that he's got, he probably should have added a 3rd town center. It definitely would help him out a lot with regard to scaling. Obviously, Imperial makes a lot of sense here as well for Beastie Cutie. But I guess the question comes into late game composition. So for me, it's probably going to be Bombards. See, the problem is you can't really go Bombards against the HRE just because they've got the Culverin. So maybe you're going to have to do like Springalds, Bombards, and Streltsy. Maybe that's the play. Maybe even mix in some Mangoes. We'll have to see how he looks to play it because, I mean, he's not in a good position, and it all goes back to losing that boar. It really came down to losing this boar. You lost this boar, and it just ruined your plan. Often I talk about this. It's about ruining your enemy's plan. You come into a game, you've got a plan, your enemy's got a plan. How can you ruin their plan? Make it part of your plan to ruin their plan. I know I said plan a lot of times, but essentially, you don't let your enemy do what they want to do. If they do what they want to do, then they're going to be having their way with you. You don't want that. No, you do not want that, and that's exactly what Casper did. He went and had his way with Beastie Cutie instead. It turns out that he was the fucker. That's a good meme. But we'll check in now with Casper and see how he's doing, because that villager count going to be getting sky high. 96 villagers for him. Over on the other side, 79 villagers for Beastie Cutie. Obviously got that Imperial Age through, and Streltsy is going to be coming through now as well. We hear that what sounds to be no trebuchets out just yet. We'll take a look and see what the queues are looking like for Casper. They're actually going to be producing a prelate from his Palace of Swabia. I can't help but feel that might be a little bit inefficient. You're making a unit that you could be making in your town center, and you're making villages from the town center. Casper, has nobody told you how the Palace of Swabia works? You make villages for 1/3 the cost and one third the time. And then you make a prelate, which is full cost. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. He's worked it out. He said, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. I remember this landmark. He's never gotten this far into a game before. He's always finishing the game in feudal. You know, it's one of the memes that we often say. You know, there's a couple of players that love to play it in feudal. Like Don Hardy loves a feudal play. Casper loves a feudal play. Who else loves a feudal play? GUA, he loves a feudal play. There are lots of big feudal players. So Casper here being a bit unsure with the Palace of Swabia, but he's worked it out now. houses coming through for him. He's going to be looking to hit that maximum housing timing, but he's got a pretty solid position here. Line of sight continuing to come up around the rest of the map. You will expect to see sprinkled emplacements or even cannon emplacements come through for him. He's continuing to expand that line of sight out, rather. But you can see that Beastie Cutie going to be thinking of doing the same. A sprinkled emplacement on that wooden fortress going to be able to provide a little bit of coverage here. Villager, unfortunately, going to have to head and do a little bit of scooting, but I suspect that outpost, yeah, the outposts are dropped pretty much right next to each other. So they're going to be giving each other a little bit of a kiss. And I suspect that Beastie Cutie might be in a bad spot. He's going to be running through here. Villager doesn't get scouted out, but it's... Oh, it does get scouted out by the outpost now. And that's gonna hurt really badly for Beastie because he's looking to try and expand his line of sight. It's really key on this map to get your outposts up into these forests. Provide that line of sight because your outpost acts as a 2-for-1. Number one, it provides line of sight, and number two, it acts as a deterrent. If you've got line of sight in that area and you've got an emplacement in there, then it's going to stop your enemy from expanding to that area as well. And that's exactly what we see here. By him having this outpost, he's got line of sight, and then subsequently it acts as, not necessarily as a deterrent, but as a defense mechanism because it gives you line of sight and gives you control in that area. And now Beastie unable to establish his line of sight, and as a result, he feels more and more pigeoned into the corner. I don't know if pigeon's the right term, but yeah, he feels more and more stuck in that little corner. Fortifications now coming through for all of the outposts. We'll take a look and see. You can spot them out there. All of those outposts getting the fortification, with the exception of that last one. That was a villager. But, upgrades now coming through. We've got elite knights. Let's take a look and see. Biology is coming through as well for Casper, so he knows about all of the upgrades. +2s at the moment. No +3s just yet. We can see that they are coming through. Master Smiths is going to be coming through for Casper. Still not yet to receive the other +3s, but he is looking in a very solid position. And you can see Beastie Cutie trying to hold on here. He knows what he needs to do. Ideally, he needs to look to keep his head above water. And the problem is going up against Casper with the big economy that he's got. He's going to hit that spike a little bit before Beastie Cutie. That's why I was talking about that third town center. I thought it would have been made a lot of sense because right now, instead of being on 96 vils, he'd probably be a bit closer to about 110, 115 vils. Maybe not that high. Maybe not that high, but you guys get the point, right? It would be a nicer little bump in the economy because he has bought himself plenty of time. And that's really what it comes down to. If you're able to buy yourself time, what can you get away with? That is the question. But now, looks like Beastie Cutie going to be suffering a number of raids as they continue moving through the base. Crossbows here, still yet to receive their elite upgrades. Streltsy on the backside going to be coming out and looking to try and deal with these knights as they make their way through the economy. Casper doing a great job of splitting open that position and making his way through. I'm not sure exactly how that happened or what happened. I think there might have been a potential chop through. Indeed, there was a chop through. Casper going for a very sneaky chop through here. And now moving into the base of his opponent, Casper going to be looking to absolutely rampage through there. Streltsy on the backside going to be able to try and do their best cleaning it up, but we hear that there's Springles out here, unable to really get a big massive siege going, and Casper looking to flood units in non-stop. He's going to continue funneling them down, and you can see they move across the map. He's got plenty of units in queue, double bombards as well, and now falling back in towards these Streltsy. Keep in mind, these Streltsy, quite a strong unit. Got that melee attack as well. That is going to be very effective up against these units, but now it manages to clean up the majority of these. So Beastie Cutie looking to hold on here. There's a couple of knights that remain, but you can hear those units just coming out non-stop, and now he's found another way into the walls. I'm not sure exactly how he's getting behind these enemy lines, but it seems like he's found a way through. And now Beastie Cutie going to be having to reassess his militaristic position because Casper is absolutely taking Beastie Cutie to town, to school, to all those places that you love to go. I can't believe he chopped through. Look, you can see the villager standing right there and also blocking. This is a hero villager. Like, realistically, this is a hero villager. I can't believe this. He chops through and then he blocks the foundation of the next wall that was coming up and then forces Beastie Cutie into a position where he is surprised. And this is really where it comes through. He's able to take that surprise and really make a meaningful foundation for it. But we can see that Beastie Cutie's done a pretty decent job in cleaning this up. I say that, but now down towards this eastern side, there's more and more units just coming through from all angles. Casper is looking to encroach upon every aspect of Beastie Cutie's life. Beastie Cutie definitely struggling here. His villager count is starting to dwindle as well. He's down to 75. Compare that to Casper, who's on 115, a very comfortable 115, mind you. And now continues to have those bombards coming through, and we see the first bombard for Beastie Cutie is, or rather for Casper, is going to be working down, but look at the outpost, or the keep rather, returning fire. He's got to be careful not to lose this. Villagers need to be pulled towards this position, otherwise this bombard will be going down. I don't think Casper's paying attention, but more bombards are coming through. In fact, there we go. He pulls it away at the last second. 56 health it remains with, and more units now getting funneled in. I suspect there's no Streltsy coming out towards that position, instead looking to hold the wall. He knows how important it is to get this front foundation up. A couple more villagers going to be going down, and now the horsemen going to be coming through as well. With that, the keep going to be going down. It's trying its best to focus these down, but villagers going to be able to repair it up, and BC Cutie taps out. Good game. The Holy Roman Empire rejoices. The GigaChads unite, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, baby. The Holy Roman Empire is here to stay. Damn, isn't it good to be a GigaChad right now? Fellas, make sure you go check out Beastie Cutie and Casper. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.